I grew up mainly with my mom, but my dad was definitely around and be like, Bobby, this is possible. You can have this when I was a little kid. But he was just subconsciously always putting me around the music and putting me around like goals and stuff. I just always felt comfortable being in the studio. I always felt comfortable being around people creating. Ever since high school, when I linked up with like-minded friends, my friend Nick Nack made beats. My other friend was a singer, and it was like, cool, let's make music.
One, two, three, four.
All right, welcome to Willing to Fail. Today we got a very special guest. He's a multi-platinum selling artist and songwriter. He's most known for his single 143 with Ray J that went gold. He's also featured on a song you might have heard of called I Hit It First, which peaked at 51 on the Billboard Hot 100. He's also a legend in the industry that's been a songwriter for multiple platinum songs, such as Loyal by Chris Brown, Two On by Tinashe, Saved by Ty Dolla and I'm the One by DJ Khaled, which went diamond, and many others. He's got a new song out with Jeremih and Ray J called My Birthday. So with no further ado, the legend himself, Bobby Brackins. How are you?
Man, thank you. I appreciate the introduction. but I mean, like you listed, life's been good. Just been keeping busy,
Yeah, I mean, I know the music industry is a crazy place, and I've heard your music a lot. I mean, just growing up and even in the last 10, 20 years. But I know what's most interesting to me about musicians is kind of like the entrepreneur journey behind it. And from what I've seen, I know you started making music at a young age, but I'm more curious of like, I guess the best place to start is the beginning. Like, where are you from? Like, what was your childhood like? And what were your parents like?
I'm from Oakland, California, and I grew up, mainly with my mom, but my dad was definitely around, and he helped, kind of take me around the studio and show me this kind of like, he used to take me up to, I was telling my friend Nick Nack, who I work with a lot, he used to take me up to MC Hammer's mansion and be like, Bobby, this is possible. You can have this when I was a little kid. So he was just subconsciously always putting me around the music and putting me around, like goals and stuff. So I'm like a Oakland boy. Oakland has so much culture, and Oakland has so much diversity and so much cool music so I grew up listening to like Too Short and 40, but also like Green Day is from the Bay. So I literally like the whole punk rock scene, all kinds of stuff. So like I literally just got influenced by just living life. And I was really outside. I would just skateboard all the time. I would take the bus to San Francisco and always be on the Embarcadero skateboarding. It's just like I really just grew up and just kind of grabbed as much as I could from the Bay. And I definitely like being at the studio at an early age definitely helped contribute to me wanting to be around creative process,
How old were you when you were like, when your dad was bringing you around like that environment? And how old were you when you like first started making your own music?
Probably I was super young. I was probably like 4, 5, 6 years old, and there would be a bunch of artists. Like it was the nicest studio in Oakland. So when people were in Oakland, they would go there. I was so young. I literally, he would tell me some of the people I was meeting later, but when you're 4, 5, 6 years old, you don't know. All I felt was the energy. So like, I didn't care who these people were, how big they were. I just felt the energy, and I liked the creative process. And I still like that energy of being in the studio and making something out of nothing,
Yeah. Do you think like even subconsciously, like at a young age, being around like those type of people made it to when you got to that point in your own career, you felt like you belonged and there was no like imposter syndrome?
Yeah, somewhat. Like I just always felt comfortable being in the studio. I always felt comfortable being around people creating. I always felt comfortable around it. It's like, nope. It was never like, why am I here? Why should I what am I doing? It's a this is where I belong type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So was that kind of like you felt like your unquestionable like career path, I guess, or your purpose? Did you was it sounds like there was no wavering from that. It was you were always meant to make music, huh?
Ever since high school, when I linked up with like-minded friends, I knew that it's like cool. Like my friend Nick Nack made beats. My other friend was a singer, and it was like cool. Let's make music. And it was just fun. It was just organic. And then we just started releasing stuff on MySpace for fun, and then stuff started going viral, and we were like, wait, what? And then so it was kind of crazy. Like I got like this is back when T-Pain had like Buy You a Drink and he was the biggest artist, like winning all the Grammys. Like his manager from Miami flew out to Oakland to come meet us and was trying to sign us when we were in high school. And we didn't know what we were doing. We were literally putting stuff on MySpace, nothing on iTunes. We were putting stuff on MySpace, and then we pressed up CDs and I would sell them out of my trunk. I was literally selling CDs out of my trunk, like just super organic, independently. And people were liking the music. So that's all. That was the only sign I needed, to keep going,
When I saw online, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong, you would know much better than the internet, but heard that you first heard your song on the radio when you were like at your high school prom. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, no, I was leaving prom, my senior prom, and we got in the limo and we're just driving back. We turned on the radio station. It was 106 KMEL. It's like the hip hop station in San Francisco, the hip hop and R&B station. So we get on, we're listening to the radio like 5 minutes into the car ride. We hear the intro of the song. We're like, wait, what? And like that was like the first time I ever heard one of my songs on the radio when I was leaving prom in the limo full of friends. And like it was honestly cool. It was like, yo, well, I wish like, we could have recorded the moment, but we were just living in the moment. So, and like little signs like that just tell you keep going, just keep going.
Yeah. So at that point, like, I mean, that's the end of your high school. Like, what are your thoughts? I'm sure you're not like going down the traditional college path of most people. Like, what is your kind of career path, and like, what advice are you getting from other people of what to do next after high school?
Well, we started getting like offers and deal offers, and like labels were flying us to New York, and it was all kind of happening fast. And then, this was at that time I was in the group, Go Dave, and we were young. I was the youngest. I was 17. And then the other people were 18, besides Nick Nack. Nick Nack's like 10 months younger than me, the producer. And but basically it's like when you're that young and things are happening that fast, you don't know what you're doing. Like literally, like people are like trying to sway you this way, that way. We had a lot of people trying to take advantage of us and give us messed up deals. And all that kind of caused like a little just like tension between us because we were like, one person is like, I want to do this deal. One person's like, I want to go that way. Or one person's like, I don't trust this person. And it just all just kind of, boiled over. And the group ended up breaking up. And then, so once that happened, I was like, cool, I still need to keep pushing. I still need to keep going. Like me and Nick Nack still kept making music. And I just started working on my solo stuff. And then Nick moved to LA. I actually went to San Jose State for 2 years. And then during that time period, I was making music, but not a lot because I was going to class and doing everything. But I was just like, yo, Nixon, LA, he took that leap of faith to, try to be a bigger fish in a bigger pond. I was like, I need to take that leap of faith too. So I left San Jose State, moved to LA. Me and Nick kept making music, and within like 9 months, I got my first solo deal. Sometimes you just gotta, take a few steps backwards to take so many steps forward. Like when the group broke up, we were like, dang, okay, what now? But it's like, it's time to just keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's what time it is. So I've learned that, it's okay to take 2 steps back so you can take 5 steps forward. It's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Did you like initially ever have like any fear or like of putting your music out there or people not liking it, or did you already see so much success?
Every artist has that, that little, is this the right song? Are people gonna like this one? Like, but what I do is I tend to like just play stuff for like friends who I trust their taste. and I see people's energy. Like if they're like, yo, I need that song. Can you send me that one? Or that one's incredible. Like, yo, play that one again. Like not even to be cocky, like most of the songs I make are good. So it's like if I'm gonna put out a song, I want to get the energy from people whose taste I trust to be like, yo, that's special. That one's special. And then once I hear that from a few like-minded people who I trust, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that is the next song to put out. So that's kind of my process of putting out music is I kind of just test it internally around people who I trust their ear. You know what I'm saying? I trust my own ear the most. So even if I'm playing it for somebody, I already like it, but I just kind of want to see what like other people might like as well.
Okay, so going back to like your journey moving from San Jose State down to LA, like a lot of the entrepreneurs or musicians or anybody like, I mean, the cliche of like the journey is the destination, right? And it seems like when you're at that age, and I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but for most people I talk to, when you're at that age, you're so focused on like the end goal, you don't really appreciate the journey. And then looking back, when you reach the end goal, you realize that the journey was the most magical part of like being whatever 17 years old at your high school prom, or like flying all over the place and like at a young age, or like moving to LA with your friend. Like what are some of the days that you look back at it and are the most fond of?
Man, like that one moment, this like we talked about the prom ride or die chick go Dave moment was special. Like probably getting my first deal when 143 came out, like linking with Ray J, and he just came to the studio, and I was like, yo, this song's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a hit. He was like, all right, if you say so. And then just kind of like traveling. Like I always wanted to be able to travel all over, and I went to Dubai with Zendaya. I've got to travel all over like with my friends. Like me and Nick went and toured Australia. It's just like these moments is you don't really know when you're in these highlight moments because you're just trying to be present. But all you can do is literally not get too high off the highs and not too low off the lows, because the journey is not gonna end until you're 6 feet under. So it's like you can still have these amazing moments. And I have them like nonstop. Like literally for this my birthday song, me, Jeremiah, and Ray J, we just had a super fun release party in San Jose. And it's just like when you're in the moment, that was a 2 hour thing. Like, so you just kind of just got to be in that moment, and then push for the next ones.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I mean, you've obviously had great success working with Ray J in the past. Like, what was it like to just work back with Ray J and Jeremiah again to like and create the song My Birthday?
Check out the video. It's on YouTube. Just the My Birthday, Bobby Brackins, Jeremiah, Ray J video. But we had so much fun, like just shooting a video. And that's just another moment where it's just like, gotta be present, but it's like we're working, but it's like, this is dope. Like I've always liked Jeremiah's music, like literally right when 143 started popping, his career took off like probably a year before that with his birthday sex song. So literally my solo career started moving. So me and him would do a lot of shows together, like way back in the day, like 2010, we were doing all the radio shows and that whole circuit together. And it's just funny seeing things come full circle. Like when I was in high school, Sexy Can I came out, and it was my favorite song of that summer. And it's just like now I'm making music with the people who I always admired and who are mad talented, and they give me the same respect. Like, it's not just me being a fan. It's just like, we're peers now. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was kind of alluding to before. It seemed like the environment your dad put you in is like that sense of that you had at a young age that like I belong, like I'm doing the right thing. These are my peers, like you said. But you said you grew up like listening to Too Short and E40. Was there a time, like what would you think, like looking back, was there a time in the studio or working with somebody where it was like a pinch me moment, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm working with this guy?
Like Ty, my friend Ty Dolla, he invited me. Me and Ty went on our first tour together with YG by the Jet. Like, and Ty's one of my favorite artists, and Ty's one of my best friends. And it's like, and like he's had a crazy amount of success over the past year. And it's just like, but these are the people who I like started with, but it's just like Ty invited me to the studio one day to work with Mary J. Blige, and it's like, yo, we're in the studio with like real legends now, you know what I'm saying? And it's been multiple times like that where it's just like, yo, these are the people, like these are the ultimate legends, like like Ty's invited me around. We just been around. I mean, just the person he's worked on Vultures with and that whole team, and like when you have friends like Ty who want to see you win, they will put you in rooms, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure people say that about me. I have friends who I want to see win, and I put them in rooms. Like I'll bring them around to Nashe, and I'll bring them around G-Eazy, and I'll bring them around other people who I started off with, and they're having pinch me moments, and I'm just like, yo, these are the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Especially, yeah, in the music industry in general. I mean, the network of the people you work with, like not only helping collaborate, but like you were talking about, like kind of bringing that energy together. Is there any artists like dead or alive, I guess, that have been like on the top of your collab list or work with list that you haven't worked with yet?
I mean, it would be cool, of course, to get one with Rihanna and Beyonce. That was a pinch me moment. Like, honestly, Rihanna had she rented out this crazy crib in Malibu. It was like $100 million crib. And she had me and Party Next Door and St. John and Nick Nack, a few other people there writing, working. This was like, this was years ago, like, but Rihanna hasn't put out an album in a while. She was supposed to put out an album after this, but she's always kind of just that keeps delaying it. But anyways, I'm with peers that I respect, St. John, Nick Nack, Party Next Door, at this crazy Rihanna Malibu crib. I'm in the kitchen, like just chilling. She walks in. And like I don't get really shy around nobody. I don't care who you are. But she walks in, she comes up to me, she's like, "Oh my gosh, your jacket is so fly." And I just kind of like, thank you. Like that was my time to like talk to her and be like, yo, yeah, I got it. My friend Yasko made it for me in Berkeley. And, I'm thankful to be here. And, but that was one pinch me moment where I'm like, yo, Rihanna's just coming up to me, starting conversation. And that's one of those moments I was like, yo, why were you acting so timid? Like, this is your time to like fully, you could become friends with Rihanna. She's being friendly. Why are you being so shy?
I mean, that's fair, dude. At least you're human and you get nervous sometimes too.
It is.
So for you, like, I mean, it seems like you were talking about like your drive of just like creating good music and being around people and like kind of that energy that you get in the studio is like what drives you. Is there anything else that's like drives you to be great or be successful, or are you just so focused on just the process of making great music?
Honestly, just want to make the best music possible. And it's just like, for me, I never really cared about being the most famous or anything, but it's just like, I know I can write some of the best songs out there. So if like a lot of this stuff is political, like with these teams and stuff, like I would like to work with some of the newer people popping off like Tate McRae or these people, but I'm not quite in their circle. So it's like, I know for me to get to break through the mold, I've always written my own songs and had my own success. And that opened doors for me to even write for other people, because everything in the music industry is just bandwagon, like who has the current hot song right now. Whether if I have 100 hotter songs on my email that somebody can use, people just want to go to who has the current hot song, even if it's just okay. But if it caught fire, that's like everybody who does the music business, they all pretty much followers, there's no real leaders. So you have to be the leader. I have to be the leader. I have to be the one like, yo, this is what's good. This is what you should be going. This is the sound that you need to try to attain. And I've done that multiple times. I have people, try to emulate the sounds I'm creating and the styles I'm creating. And having to play catch up. But me putting out my own music allows other people who I might not necessarily have access to, like the Tate McRae's or you name it, who I'm like, yo, I would love to write you a pop song. I love to do this, you know what I'm saying? And then it makes them pay attention, like whether they want to or not, they have to pay attention because I'm just doing my own thing and I'm not following nobody else's lead.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny great music that'll get you in any door. So take me into like, and for people that don't know, like the songwriting process. Like I feel like a lot of like casual fans envision like all 10 songwriters in the room at the same time, like physically writing a song. But like, what is the process for you as a songwriter? Is it more often that you have an idea that you try to put out and then you reach out to people to collab on the song, or people reaching out to you first and asking you for ideas of like feedback on a song?
Every song has a different story. Every song has a literally different journey. There's not one song that I've put out that's had like success, has had the same exact story. Like with I'm the One, it was like a demo we had. And then my friend, rest in peace, August '08, his manager at the time heard the demo and was like, yo, Khaled's working on his project. We should get it over to Khaled, and then literally it was like and then Khaled was like, cool, I'm gonna get Justin Bieber on it. Then he got all those people on it, and it just happened like that. But it was just like my friend August '08's manager Jerry, he believed in the like what it can be, you know what I'm saying? And then this, like, you can, any other song, Loyal with Chris Brown, that was supposed to be my song. Me and Ty wrote that for me, and then Chris's manager, Boo, at the time, was at Nick's studio, heard the song, my song at the time, and was like, yo, I need this for Chris. And at first, me and Ty were like, nah, it's all good. Like, Ty had just started really, really buzzing with like Paranoid, and like he started having his own like momentum. Like, no, we that's gonna be Bobby's song. And then Nick really just really always wanted a Chris Brown song. He was like, please, it's been a dream of mine to have a Chris Brown song, blah, blah, blah. So me and Ty eventually like, all right, fine, okay, fine, whatever. And then we gave it to Chris, and then Chris made it a mega, 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 mega smash. So it's just like every song has a different story. It's just either somebody hearing it and opening doors, like, yo, this would work great for this person, or just me. I would like for Saved for Ty Dolla Sign. I was just at his crib, just like, and I heard the beat. He had his producer there, and I heard the beat, and I was like, I got an idea for this one. And then we knocked it out, and he was like, yo, he had an LA rapper he wanted in mind to get on it. And I was like, no, you should put E40 on it. And he was like, oh, okay, that's a cool idea. So, not only did I help him collaborate on writing the song, I pretty much A&R'd it because I told him who to put on it, and it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that song. E40 was a perfect person for that song. How does like the business? All right, we'll get right back to that interview. But first, a word from one of our sponsors, Better. So I'm sure if you listen to a bunch of podcasts like me, you've heard plenty of ads for Prize Picks. This is like that, but it's much better. So if you're like me and live in a state where sports gambling is illegal, this is the best app. So not only is it a very clean, easy to use app, but they have great discounts every single day. So you can pick your best favorite players like LeBron to score over on points, Luka to score under on assists, whatever it is, and you can put them all together into your lineup, and you can 100x your money. So download the app Better, use the code willing to fail, and you'll get your first entry up to $250 risk-free. All right, back to the interview. This side of all that work, right? Like for the song Loyal, for example, your song, you've put a lot of work into it, and then for you to able to like put your ego to the side and let Chris Brown have his name attached to that song, like how does the business side of that even work for people that don't know?
Well, it's just, when you write a song, you get publishing. So, and if a song gets really big on the radio, then you get publishing checks, So you're not really going to make a lot off a song as a writer unless it gets really big on the radio, or unless you're just can ask for a writing fee. But people never really mind paying producers. It's been an ongoing battle in the music industry for writers to get, a payment. It could, like, an upfront payment, a writing fee. Like, it's like people know like that they expect to pay the producer, but people for some reason think that writing is just like that should be done for free. So it's like there's a bunch of organizations and collectives like, yo, writers need a fee too, because a cool beat is cool, but unless they got a dope writing, dope top line, a dope hook, nobody's gonna care. So it's like it's just as important as a good beat, if not more. So That's kind of been an ongoing like struggle for writers in the industry to be able to be compensated properly. But if a song is really big on the radio, then that's how the writer and the producer make money, you know?
Gotcha. I mean, you're a smart guy. You've been in the industry for a long time. Like, since you've been working so deep in the music industry, what are some things that you would like to see change in the next 10, 20 years? Is it paying songwriters more up front?
Definitely, that's probably one of the main things that needs to change is songwriters need to be compensated better. Probably more like overall better compensation for artists for streaming. You know, it's too like for Spotify. I think for 1 million streams, artists are getting like 4,500. For Apple Music, for 1 million streams, artists are getting like 7K. It's just like who picks these numbers? It's like
Yeah.
why is it so random, you know? But I think streaming there is no like tower record there, I mean records like that anymore. Maybe there's a couple like niche ones, but at the mall there's no, you're not going to just be going to the record store anymore, so there needs to be a way that artists can get paid more off of streaming, because that's literally, besides touring, or if you have a radio smash, that's the only way to make money, so it's like songwriting writers need to be compensated better. The streaming payouts need to be better. And I think those are probably the two like main things that need to be adjusted, in the near future. But there's all kinds of stuff that could be fixed. But those are probably two of the main things that would make people's lives a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, the music industry is from what I understand, a pretty dirty industry, but I think there's changes
Dog
going
eat
in.
dog. It's one of the most dog eat dog industries. It's one of the most um let me just get as much out of you as I can
Squeeze.
without having to give you back anything. Like not even to like talk about someone when they're down, but like a lot of artists are talking about how, I don't even want to say his name. He's locked up now, but a lot of artists who were signed to him said that they didn't get paid properly and stuff like that. But that happens with most CEOs. They don't pay, like they want to. That's how they become billionaires and 100 millionaires, is taking advantage of artists. It's literally been happening since the creation of the music industry.
So what advice would you give to like people who young artists, upcoming artists now that are trying to find their fans? And then also what can they expect like business side? Like where's the bulk of their income gonna come from? If it's not from streams, is it just like more than half
I
from
mean,
touring?
content is key. Like literally, content is key. Like you can be an artist who's not necessarily streaming a lot, but if you're making a lot of good content and people just like your brand and people can like your merch, you can do meet and greets. Like literally, content is key. But the thing about it is, it's just so oversaturated. It's like, how do I become a TikTok star? Like now, to be an artist, you have to think like, I need to become a TikTok star. I need to do this. It's not necessarily like I need to write the best music. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of messed up. It's like, how do I become Insta famous? How do I become TikTok famous? Not how do I make a song that people are just gonna love for years to come. It's kind of like backwards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for you, like looking back at your career, I'm just more curious about like the business side. Because like, for example, like T-Pain was talking about on one of his streams, like he could give a shit about the rights to a song. Like, because if he has a hit song that he doesn't own the rights to, but it gets him to sell tickets to his tour and then he can perform whatever songs he wants there, like that's where he can make, he'll make way more in that than he would from the streams of a song he doesn't have the rights to. So looking back at your career, like what portion of your income do you think came from tours, or like what is the kind of like that pie chart of revenue for an artist look like?
My biggest revenue has been from songwriting because, fortunately, like I said, songwriting isn't really going to make you any money unless a song gets really big on the radio.
So
But
you just write really big songs for the radio. So
I've been fortunate to have a few songs that have done really, really, really well on the radio. So, but like I said, everything's shifting. Like, so radio is still greatly important, but it doesn't quite have the punch that it had 15 years ago. 15 years ago, if you had a song on the radio, then it's like, okay, this is a hit song. Everybody's buying it. Everybody's streaming it. But now music is breaking more digitally. I mean, music is breaking more on TikTok. Music is breaking more on Instagram. And then the radio is kind of like, it's just kind of like a vessel that helps the songs that are on breaking on TikTok and on Instagram get heard even more. When 15 years ago, radio was the kind of the end all be all if you want to have a hit song. But now you can have a hit song. It doesn't even have to be on the radio, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, things have changed drastically for sure. So, I mean, you've had a wildly successful career. Like looking back, knowing what you know now, is there any advice you would give to yourself, or anything you would change, or leave it all the same?
I'm gonna be honest, like I've been very, very kind. Like now I'm not even the like it's gonna sound narcissistic or however you want to put it, but now it's time to be a little more selfish. Because I've given to so many people. I've helped so many artists get to where they are. And it's just like let me just say for an example, like one of the like top 5 songs I wrote for somebody. I was like, even this already gave the example of Loyal. Like me and Ty were supposed to do Loyal together, but Nick really wanted to give it to Chris, and I'm glad we gave it to Chris. It ended up being a huge song, you know. But it's just like, what if it was me and Ty's song, and the song was just that good of a song? If people don't really realize, the whole time Loyal was charting, Chris was locked up. Chris wasn't even able to promote it. He wasn't even able to do interviews or shows or anything. People just really liked that song that much. The whole time the song was climbing up the charts, he wasn't even able to promote it at all. So it's just like, what if that song, me and Ty put it out, Ty had Paranoid killing it. I was just coming off of 143. What if we put that song out and it was like my next huge song? So it's just like now I just feel like I need to just be a little more selfish. I've been very giving. My giving tree, I feel like it's just an analogy, but like that Dr. Seuss book, my giving tree is running up. It's time for me to give back to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what is kind of the strategy for that looking forward? Like you already have a new big song out now. Is that kind of the plan? Is to have more singles with your name attached and
Yeah,
featuring artist?
exactly. And like I said, the more success I've noticed that I have as an artist, then the more artists start coming to me, you know, and wanting to work with me. So it's kind of like, cool, I'll put out more artist songs for myself that I like, and then more people will come, you know. Like, even though I want to just give songs out to people all day, it doesn't work like that. I need to let people know that the stuff I'm creating is special for them to, you know, want to be like, okay, we need a song from Bobby again. What's Bobby been up to? So that's my goal. Like, literally, I know it doesn't sound like the most humanitarian goal, but like literally I've gave a lot. I need to give to myself a little bit.
I mean, I think you did it in the right order, right? Too. You want to give, and whatever you give will come back to you tenfold. So
Honestly, once I am a little more selfish this next year and put out my own songs and kind of focus on just doing my own thing, and that's how I will be able to help people out again. That's how I will be able to help, you know, give people opportunities. But for now, the way I can help, you know, other people blossom and put other people in rooms is to be selfish. And if it makes sense if you think about it. Like,
yeah,
I need to build my wave up again as an artist, and then I can help people do all type of stuff. You know what
yeah.
I'm
If you
saying?
build yourself up more, you'll be able to empower others around you and bring them with you.
Exactly.
So what's kind of the strategy in the music landscape these days? Do you see any value in still doing like traditional albums, or do you think doing just singles after singles is the better way to go?
It's just funny. Like, all I see is how low artists, like big name artists, are like, all you see on these blog posts is how low albums they sold. Like, this person sold 4,000 or this person sold 2,500. Like, huge names, like megastars, like people with like, you know, over 15 million followers on Instagram can't sell over 10,000 records. It doesn't really make any sense. So unless our album, like, for your core fans is great, you know, it's just about these numbers. It's just like people get so tied into these numbers, and the blogs will be the first people to want to showcase like this mega star sold this low of records. So then it discourages artists to want to put out albums, you know? So I can just put out singles and I have everybody like try to highlight my failures, you know what I'm saying? But I think that for core fans, albums are important. Like even who cares? Even if you're a huge mega artist and you only sold 5,000 records, the people who did buy it, they really appreciate it and they bought it because they liked it. And it's just like we gotta like as artists and can't really be too concerned about the numbers because the people who are appreciating it, you know. So just got to have that mentality. But just to go back to your question, albums are definitely a little less important than they were 20 years ago. You know, the main thing is just to put out consistent music, you know, whether it's singles, whether it's EPs, whether it's just, you know, giving out free music. The main thing is just let your audience have stuff they can consume.
That was most of my questions about kind of your journey. Now, just like selfishly curious, like what is your, I know for every song you said is very different, but like what is your like ideal songwriting process? Is it usually like hear the beat, hum the melody, fill the words, or is it like find the words, find the beat that fits the words? Like what is, or how do you even go about like if you have an idea?
I normally like to like hear a beat and then if just hear like a melody or a phrase. I write a bunch of like just phrases or words that I find interesting. I just write them all in my phone. So sometimes I'll look at them. It's kind of like that phrase or that word could make a good song for this. But most of the time, I'll just hear the beat and not even have to look at my like list of phrases or words that I find interesting. Because most of the time, the beat will kind of tell me what, you know, I'll just give me a new phrase or a new word that I'll hear. And then normally just start humming a melody. And if it starts sounding a little catchy or a little vibey, then just lay it down. Like that's my process is I don't really overthink it. I don't have a bunch of songs already written. I like to just do things on the spot.
To kind of go with the energy of it. Do you have like kind of hacks for yourself if you hit like a writer's block or if you're in like a creative rut? Is there anything you do to try to get out of that or just kind of let it go and its ebbs and
I
flows?
watch a lot of movies. I love movies because I feel like, you know, movies, you know, kind of parallel life. So if it's like, if I'm like kind of like not really thinking of like like concepts or themes that I like, then I'll just go back to the drawing board and watch a bunch of movies and just try to take the emotion from a scene I like or from a character I like, and then I'll try to and embody that into the music. But writing good music is just about living life. Like you gotta live life to write good music. Like what else are you gonna talk? If you're in the studio 24/7, 365, you're just gonna start writing about hanging out with your engineer or ordering Domino's to the studio. Like, no, you have to go out and you have to live life. You have to create new experiences. So if I am ever in a writer's like rut or like not really feeling what I'm working on, I go out and I live life and I take a break and I watch movies and I watch good shows and I just try to draw emotion from stuff.
That's the first time I've heard it put that way about the movie thing, but I think that's genius. Like, that's very good advice. Of kind of like, if you're having this tough time, like pulling creativity out of your character, then you can kind of relate to even a fictional character and put yourself in their shoes and their energy and kind of pull a story out of them. So
Exactly.
that's a really cool way to put it. Well, that was all the questions I had for you, dude. Congrats on the new song, My Birthday. Was there any fun stories? I mean, what was, you said you had fun on the promotion party. You had fun doing the music video, and I'm sure you had fun writing the song. Like, which of those three was the most fun for you?
I'm not sure, like you said, it's just like being in the moment, you know, it's just like basically Ray J's part, me and Ray J have a song called On Top that's really cool. And right after the On Top video, Ray's just so like, what's next? What's next? He's like, let's go to the studio. Like we went to the studio right after filming all day the On Top video. We go to the studio, I'm playing songs. I pulled up this one. He was like, yeah, that's the smash, let's do it. With Jeremiah, he invited me over to his crib. The first day we went over there, we didn't get anything done. The second day we went over there, we knocked it out, and then the music video was great. It was super fun. Like we all just had a good time. It's just us just vibing, being friends. It's no like choreography or set concept. It's just like, you know what? Just honestly let the cameras roll. Let's play the song, let the cameras roll. But I would say that my favorite moment so far with the making of this song has probably the music video. Everybody go watch the music video. The music video is fine.
All right, well, everybody go watch the music video. The song's called My Birthday, and I'll be looking for more of your singles or maybe albums coming soon. So
Yeah, so basically the first group I was talking to you about, this is cool. I haven't really announced this yet. The group I was in with Nick Nack called Go Dave. We were literally 2006, had the biggest song on MySpace that summer, like literally, and started getting all these deal offers and stuff before everything dissolved. Like we haven't made a song together probably since 2007, and we're about to release the first song that we've done together since then. So I'm 36 now. That we started working together when we were 16. It's been a long time. So literally, it's about to be like 17 years since the last song we put out together. So we're about to put out a song together called Nana. And it's going to be the first Go Dave song in years. So we're putting that out this month. And then I have another song I'm putting out with Ray J this month. Me and Ray J are going to put out a little project together. Like I know we talked about how projects are like tough now, but it's just like, we want to just, even though if the project goes wild, crazy, cool, but even if it's just for the core fans who like the songs me and Ray J put out, like it's literally for them. So me and Ray J are going to drop another song this month and then probably follow up with like an EP or a project. And just having fun. Like end of the month, gonna do a release party with my friends Marky Basie and Nick Nack in San Francisco. I have a new artist who I'm working with, who I'm gonna start developing, and who I've already started developing, and she's incredible. Look out for her. Like she's super special, and we're gonna put out her music and get her fully going. And then like I said, I love movies. I wrote a movie script that actually we have. I got found financing for it. They just worked on the Long Legs movie. One of the financiers for that movie. That movie did great. You had like a $10 million budget and it's already grossed like over 100 million. So one of the financiers from Long Legs is going to finance my movie. I have a dope director who wants to shoot it. He just shot a movie that they're finishing his debut movie. So I have a lot of cool things going on, like my project, first Go Dave song, the artist I'm working with, she's super special, and then my movie. My movie, I'm gonna do all the music for my movie. I'm gonna create like the soundscape for it, and I already have a bunch of my music friends who are down to like be a part of it as like supporting roles. So the next goal is going to be find a couple of the main leads, and then we're going to just start shooting this movie. I got the director, I got the money. Now it's about to figure out the cast.
That sounds exciting. What genre of movie is it going to be?
I like turned up indies. Like my favorite movies are like Pulp Fiction, Kids. I love Leon the Professional. I love like independent movies that just really make you feel something. So it's kind of closer to like a more, I wouldn't say like Spring Breakers, but it has that energy. It has four main women leads, and it has that turned up energy of like raw emotion. And Spring Breakers was cool. Like I like Spring Breakers. It's kind of like just has that raw young emotion, like a Euphoria, Spring Breakers, like that. But that's kind of the genre of my movie. But I think it's really special, and I'm excited to get it going. It's kind of like Waves. I don't know if you've seen Waves. It's hard to compare your movies to other stuff, but I'm just talking about like if it was in like suggested for like on Netflix. If you watched it, like if you watched Waves, then they would probably, once my film is out, it'll be like a suggested for those viewers. But Waves is really cool, as the girl from Euphoria in it, Alexa Demi. But it's kind of that. It's just kind of like a coming of age, like figuring out your life. But good music, turned up moments, sad moments, like that. It's a turned up drama. That's the genre.
All right, I like that answer. The turned up drama. That's a good genre. Well, dude, I mean, it sounds like you're having a ton of fun with all your creative projects, but dude, it's got to be pretty special to like have all these full circle moments you're having, like working with Ray J, working with Jeremiah, like kind of doing these same things over and over again. You feel like you're having as much fun in your career now as you ever have?
I feel like I'm revived. I feel like I literally have like, because after COVID, I feel like like I need to wait on dropping this song. It's too special. Like we're having a world crisis. Like like. But right now, I feel like I'm revived. I'm ready to put out more music this year than I have since probably like pre-COVID. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to really, really push my music, the artists I'm working with, and get my movie done. Like I'm fully revived and I have like a new focus. Sometimes you just have to, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with taking 2 steps back to take 5 steps forward. So I kind of had to take a step back and figure out what I really want to do and what I really want to like focus on. And like I told you, like I want to focus on me. Like I've given so much to other people. It's time to refocus on Bobby and get my next projects out there.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm fired up. I'm fired up for you and excited to see all this music and movies and all these other projects you have coming. Is there anything else before I let you go that you want to plug or promote, or is there any where can the people find you on social media?
Is at Bobby Brackins pretty much for anything. I have a TikTok. I don't use it that much, but I actually rate movies on there. It's called Bobby Rates. So if you go on Bobby Rates on TikTok, you'll see some movies that I've liked and I've rated or TV shows. But I'll start using it more. People been asking like, yo, like I'm not super active on it, but like my people who know about it, they're like, yo, when are you gonna rate your next movie? When are you gonna rate your next series? And I'm like, you guys really like that? So like I told you, I kind of like I see what my friends like and what they tell me. And Bobby rates my TikTok, even though I'm not super active on it. My friends have loved my movie ratings and my movie reviews. So you can only do so much. But I will get back into doing that again. But right now, I'm just focused on getting pushing these new songs.
I mean, it seems like you can kill two birds with one stone. You watch a movie, you get inspiration for a song, and then you rate the movie for content.
Yeah, yeah,
And you're already going to
definitely.
watch the movie anyways, probably.
No, you're right. You're right. Literally, there is enough hours in the day, So like you inspired me to like do my next one again. You'll probably if you go on Bobby Rates in the next week, I will try to have a new movie review up there.
I'll be looking forward, dude. I'm going to shoot you a follow. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. That was all the questions I had for you. So everyone check out his new song, My Birthday, and keep an eye out for all the other songs and projects he's got coming. So that's a show.